What's up, everyone? Hope everybody out there is off to a great week. I usually don't do the Monday morning armchair quarterback after a race, but after this All Star race at Dover this weekend, I kind of got to do it. And for more reasons than just one, it's also kind of for me to put in my bid and maybe my little bitch fest here of why the All Star race needs to return to its home at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where it began, where so many memories have happened in the past. I want to go into this. I'm going to go into some details of why I think this is great, especially for the fans. It would be great to come back to Charlotte for the fans and for the racing and everything else. But I want to get into the race yesterday. I'm not going to go into details, highlights, and all that. Congratulations to Denny for winning this race. Hell of a year for him. Got to be one of the top contenders right now for a championship, and well deserving with that. But I want to talk about these segments. This is where I want to start out with right here with the segments. Because I didn't understand it. I don't like this. This took away from everything that's made this race what it is, which is to have the open race, the last chance qualifier to get into the race with the All-Stars, the main event. It's called the All-Star Race for a reason because it contains the All-Stars of the sport. And these guys work hard. They've done what they needed to do to get to this point, to be called the All-Star and qualify for this race. To take people who haven't qualified for it, make these guys race with them, made no sense to me at all because you got to look at it. These are guys who are trying to make it to this race. It's a $1 million paycheck out there. And there's so many guys who, anything could happen anymore. Chances of them winning, probably slim, but still, that's $1 million on the line. So they're going to do whatever the hell they got to do to make it to the main. And we saw what happened. I mean, we got drivers who are fan favorites, people who, traveled probably long distance to see their favorite driver race that got collected really early. And it took away from the value of the racing throughout the day with all those aspects. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of why the hell they get to sit over there and then come back for the main. It was confusion. I couldn't imagine not understanding the sport and trying to understand what the hell happened yesterday. I'd be lost and probably give up. But anyways, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Basically the equivalent of setting a fast time, going out and winning the heat race, sitting on the pole for the main event, and then them coming to you and go, hey, you got to run the last chance qualifier. Makes zero sense. Not what this was built on. So I hope that never comes back. The overall feel, just of the weekend, was not an all-star vibe to me. You heard a lot of drivers say the same thing. It just felt like another race. That's the way it seemed to me. Because it was long. It seemed just like segments of another race. Typical way it was. It lost the luster that made the all-star race what it was in the past, and what it was built on for so many years. So I personally hope that we can make some changes with this, and I hope we can get back to Charlotte. And this is where I'm going to go into now of why Charlotte Motor Speedway right now would be the best place to bring this back to. Now, I want to go back to this, to the beginning days of this. The race was the Winston, and man, it was eventful. Now, you go back through history, you look at a lot of things, even in the highlight reels today. There are so many things that happened during the All-Star race to still make the highlight reels today for other races, for other things that aren't even attributed to the All-Star race, but they're still talked about. These are things just like with Dale, the pass in the grass. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that very same year, that's the year that him and Jeff Bodine kind of beat and bang off a little each other there. They had the rivalry going and just added excitement. You could take into consideration Michael Waltrip winning the race, or you go back to Dale Jr. passing his dad to get that emotional win with that and everything else. And Dale's conversations after about seeing that, the red car in his mirror, things that just made this event really, really cool and really memorable. Nobody's going to remember this race from this past weekend other than it was a failure. To me, it was an epic failure. I commend NASCAR for trying some things. Let's say this. I commend them for trying some things. I know they've been trying some things, but we got to look at it. If North Wilkesboro and Rockingham right now aren't showing that history repeating itself and coming back haven't been progressive for the sport, then I don't know what will. Because they've also tried going to L.A., tried going to Mexico City. That obviously didn't work out because it's not happening right now. The street course at Chicago, and we're back to Chicagoland, and they're still even talking about bringing it back to the streets and everything else. Whatever. And we got Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray, obviously, one of the most historic racetracks in the country. They were able to come back there and do that. But again, that's for the Clash. It's snowing. It's raining. Didn't work. Take that damn thing back to Daytona where it belongs. Let's get Speed Weeks back. Let's pack a whole bunch of racing into there. Let's have fun down there with that. bring the All Star Race back to Charlotte. So again, here's where I want to go into why it would be so much better here at Charlotte. This is for the fan experience in so many aspects. This is the hub. Charlotte, this area, Concord, Mooresville, everything. This is the hub of NASCAR for race teams, for drivers, for so much. And with this, there's a lot of experiences that take place here from the race shops opening up for Fan Day, for all the drivers going around doing driver signings and everything else. And the way it's so compact now into one weekend here at Charlotte, it's very hard for a fan to take in every one of these aspects, because you could have a driver over here doing a signing at the same time that maybe one of their other favorites is over here doing a signing, where this could be worked out. So there's different times. It allows a lot of times for people to go see everything and take a whole evaluation of the weekend. But here's the biggest part for me right now. It's the facility itself. Because we got to look at this. We have the dirt track over there, right there at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got the quarter mile on the front stretch. We've got the drag strip over there with the dirt track, and we've got the speedway. Now, in past history, the All Star Race, beginning with the Winston all the way up through, there was a lot of different racing that took place over these weeks. Back in the day, we used to have the qualifying. If I remember right, still it was on Wednesday. I think it did move to Thursday for a little bit. It's been a long time ago, man. But even back then, in these times, we had different series that ran there. We had the Goodies Dash series that ran on qualifying night. We had the NASCAR Sportsman series, the ill-fated series that unfortunately ended because of all the fatalities and things that happened. But man, I'm going to tell you, those nights were just as exciting as the race weekends, because the racing was good. There was just excitement there, and the stands were packed, dude. I'm telling you, the stands would be packed because people did come. I've heard different things about people saying, yeah, it kind of fizzled out. And I'm going to tell you, Goodies Dash series at Charlotte Motor Speedway, to me, was one of my favorite races. I love to watch them guys get out there and do their stuff. And it was just so damn cool. And here we are now. Dirt track, drag strip, quarter mile, speedway. We could have so many races over there on the dirt track throughout the 2-week period. We could have the open wheel modifieds down there on the front stretch running the quarter mile. They've done it before. We could have the street stocks out there. I mean, there's so much that could take place throughout this period of time. You could do fan racing over there at the drag strip. I mean, I think that'd be pretty damn wild. There's just so much activities that could take place over a 2-week period that fans could be right here. They could take it all in. And it would be, I think, in the end, I think it'd be one of the most exciting racing weekends of the year for all of motorsports, because there could be just so many cool things that could take place that I think the opportunities are unlimited if people really want to make this happen. And I'll also say this right now. You got to look at Cletus McFarland. And I know this is weird to even talk about with this, but I mean, Cletus was there with ARCA race last year. The ARCA race isn't even there this year. It's unfortunate. That's one of my favorite races to do there at Charlotte as well. But that's not there. It's been replaced. So that's an unfortunate thing. But you look at the crowd, everything that happened with Cletus being there with that. Imagine if Cletus and his Crown Vic deal come to Charlotte Motor Speedway. I mean, hell, they could go over there and run the dirt track one night. They could run the quarter mile one night. And if things worked out after some tests and everything, they could run the speedway one night throughout the week. These things would be so cool for fans and everybody else to get involved in, and just make a great racing experience over 2 weeks. Let the team stay home. Don't make them travel, and just bring this race back to where it belongs. Charlotte Motor Speedway built this race with the Winston. I mean, you think back in those days, man. Think back to the Winston posters and everything else. This was an elite group. This was something that was big, and it just kind of diminished a little bit over the periods of time. But it could be back to that. You could have an elite group of drivers out there. You could have the open. You could have some segmented races, separate, invert field. There's just so many cool things that still could be done. And with the car today, it's the perfect place. Gen 6 car, yeah, wasn't kind of the best there for a little while. Racing kind of got a little stale. That's why it moved. But right now, it's the best place for this race car to be on this racetrack for an all-star race. But, man, again, there's a lot of things happening this week. I'm going to be out Earnhardt Outdoors Day in downtown Kannapolis. I believe that's Wednesday this week. Like I say, man, there's so much stuff going on. So if you're in town, keep your eyes open. Hell, you'll probably see me around somewhere. If you do, say hello, drink a beer together, whatever, have a conversation. But, again, so much stuff going on. I'll be at Earnhardt Outdoors Day. And then I believe I'm going to be on Down the Rabbit Hole podcast. They got a cool-ass race car now and everything else. I think we're actually doing that at the racetrack. over the weekend. I think there's still some deals to work out. But man, anyways, if you see me around, give me a shout out, say hello. Let's do some talking, some laughing, and but again, above all, throw the comments down below. Tell me what you think, how you feel about this, and what are your ideas, man? What would you like to see at Charlotte Motor Speedway? If we could get this back to a 2-week event at Charlotte Motor Speedway, what would you like to see out there? What do you think would make this really cool? But anyways, hope you have a great week. I got tons more coming. Sorry about the little break I've been on again. 3 weeks I had to take off. Dude, I'm just going to tell you, it's been a hell of a year, but I'm getting back to work, and, man, a lot of cool things happening. So hope you join me for it. But, man, above all, have a great week, and we'll see you at the checkered flag.
Yeah, I'm the host of that racing show.